guys, I'm Backlark97 and I'm here with another one of my figure reviews, and today I'm reviewing the Arkham City Wave 3 Joker Thugs, and of course there are two of the basically the same figure that have just basically have a different colour paint job on the figures. Now they both are from Series 3 or Wave 3 of the Arkham City DC Collectibles figures. And as you can see, the box is exactly the same to the ones that we got back from the Arkham Asylum figures. Now this isn't actually the Joker Thug packaging, I'll tell you now. This is actually for the Penguin, but I couldn't find any others, so it had to do. And it's basically, every single figure has the same packaging. They all have this image of Gotham City at the back there, and then on the back of the box you have a picture of all the different figures in the wave, and as you can see, they're all the different figures, of which we have all of those, and they're all ready to be reviewed. So let's just move the box out of the way. I don't have anything around at the moment. I moved them out of the way because I did, and I was kind of sick of things around me. I'll put them back if you like. Can't even see them anyway, that's the point. So yeah, I have both of the figures, and I thought I could do them as separate reviews, but there's no point, they're exactly the same figure. Okay, so let's take a look at this one, move this one out of the way. So, you can see that they are based on the Joker Thugs from the video game. When you're on the start menu, there is actually a thug in the corner when Batman's slamming down on the floor. There is a Joker Thug in the corner, kind of cowering a little bit, and kind of looks like he's just had a poo. That's lovely. In the corner, kind of looking like that. The one thing I dislike about both of these figures is they're both in a really, really awkward stance. I mean, they've got this kind of weird arm thing going on, rounded shoulders, and they kind of stick so far forward, they could probably just lean on them. Which is a weird thing, I have to say. And then the legs, I didn't think I'd like the way the legs have been done, but sometimes knee joints, although you better get getting more for your money with a knee joint, it can sometimes mean that they just end up falling over. So they kind of have a way of standing still, but still I'm not sure if I like the whole no bend idea. So he does have some really, really nice detail in this figure. They have done a really nice job, but for the price you're getting a lot less compared to figures like the Batman. And considering they are just two generic figures, if you're gonna buy one, you might as well just have the one, pick one of the two. But if, like me, you're a die-hard collector, you want the set, then I'm afraid you're gonna have to buy them both. Now, of the two, they're both the same figure, but in terms of the colour, I prefer this one, and that's because of the green and the fact that he came with a knife, because I'm kind of weird like it. So he does come with an accessory, which is, if it didn't come with an accessory, then I probably wouldn't have gone and bought this figure at the price. It is actually quite a nicely designed little bat here, and it actually says written on there, if the camera will focus. Come on, focus please. Come on, you know you want to focus for me. There we go, there we go. Gothamville Sluggo there. Took a bit longer than I expected. And basically, that's obviously a baseball team in Gotham. And it is actually quite heavy. It is actually quite big as well. So you don't really want a small baseball bat, do you? So let's take a look at this particular figure's articulation. He does have a very nicely ball jointed head, which is kind of easier to move considering he's got these things on the side of it. Now, before I carry on, just look at the detail on that face. Look at that. That's freaky. That is a really sort of menacing, focus please, very menacing look on that face. I think one thing they probably could have done, instead of having the same head sculpt, they probably could have just done one with a completely different face, just like one without a mask or something. Or at least they could have made the mask removable, That would have been a good idea. So he does have that ball jointed head. He has swivel arms that can go back and forth, outwards, bend at the elbow, swivel at it's upper part of the arm basically, swivel at the upper part of the arm. They do have waist swivels, which they kind of need considering they don't have much articulation. The legs do go forward and backward. Now, I'll get onto that in a minute. Swivel at the upper part of the leg, no knee joint, and then a boot cut. Now, with my green haired one, this part of the leg would not move. It was stuck in place like that. And it took a bit of brute force. Now, if you're too forceful with it, it would probably just snap off. It doesn't feel like a very strong joint, I can't really tell. And then the top of his leg is pretty much hanging off. Can you see there's a bit of a gap there? So I'm going to kill this camera. If you focus, please. Yeah, you can see that when it focuses, you can see that it's come away from the other piece, which isn't a problem. It's just going to be standing on my shelf. It's not going to be doing a lot, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, this is a really nice figure. I think they've got a bit weird with the eyes. But yeah, this is a really nice one. I did only in the first place, I'll admit, I only bought the first one. And then I decided I'd still got some Christmas money left over, I'll go and get the other one. And I did. Full price. Because I'm daft. And this is basically the same figure. He still has this really freaky looking face though. I don't think you'd really want to be greeted with that, would you? Horrible. And then they do have, which I thought was a nice idea, the Arkham logo there. Really clever. There's some really nice intricate details on the arms of this figure. That's one of the good things. The hands as well, wrapped in the bandages. That's a nice touch. This knife, the knife is really cool. I don't actually remember seeing any of the figures with these sorts of knives. I remember them being kind of like machetes, and then he had like glass bottles that they'd smash, and then they'd come at you with those. But yeah, but no, they are a really nice pair of figures, and they have the exact same articulation. And just that's a really loose joint. And then this boot won't move. This one had so many problems. Yeah, really nice figures. I think if you're going to get the one, you might as well just get the other. For the price, $15.99 they were. If you go to other stores like Mother's Basement, they had some pretty cheap before. But yeah, they're really good figures. They have less articulation, but they're still very good. So definitely have a look at those if you see them. Just as a bit of a size comparison, they aren't really shorter. I expected them to be, actually, considering they're all punched over. But they're about the same. They're just a little bit shorter, not by much. And that's the Legacy Edition Batman. Already done a review of that. Check it out, please. So thanks very much for watching, guys. Please check out my other reviews. And there are plenty more on the way. And I'll see you soon.